everyone, my name is Tayyiba Riaz and I'm a mere TPE intern at Microsoft Gulf. This is my Twitter and blog address. You can follow me on Twitter at Tayyiba Riaz and my blog address is taariaz.wordpress.com. Here you can find many articles, videos, posts, etc. related to Windows Phone, Windows 8 and Windows Azure. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to add a media element in your Windows Phone application. Here specifically I will focus on Windows Phone 8 application. First of all, I'll open my Visual Studio 2013 and create a new project by going to File, New, Project. The new project dialog box opens. Here you make sure you're under the Visual C# tab and select Windows Phone. In the template, select the blank template, that is the Windows Phone app, and we give a name to our application as Media Element Demo. Here you can change the location of your application where it is to be saved. You can browse the location or simply leave it as is. I'll just go for the default one, which is always Visual Studio Projects. Click OK. Your solution is now being loaded. After it's loaded, we will have a look at the Solution Explorer first. This is the Solution Explorer where all the files of your project are included. It has assets folder where the images, the media files, etc., all the media elements are added, and it also adds the files, the pages of your project. If you add any more pages to your project, it is listed down here. This is the XAML code where all the controls, etc., are added, and it describes the page of your application. This is the designer, which is actually a visual display of the XAML code. Whatever you change here, its effect can be seen here. And this is the toolbox where we have all the tools that are needed to create an application. We use them within our application, for example, buttons, text box, text blocks, maps, images, etc. So we simply drag and drop a button here, or we can even write its XAML code here in the XAML part. This is the grid. This area is referred to as this grid named Content Panel, and inside this we add all the controls. So in this application, first of all, I'll change the name of the application by clicking here. It refers to this text block. It highlighted it. Here in the text, by default it's written my application, which I'll change and change it to Media Element Demo. Now I'll change the page name, which is supposed to be Play Audio. Okay, now in this application, first of all, we'll simply add a button and a media element and link it to the button, so that whenever a user clicks on the button, the media element plays. The media element is basically it has a source which refers to the path of the media file that we add to the assets folder in our Solution Explorer. So basically, in simple words, we will play a media file by clicking on the button. So for that, first of all, we'll drag a button here in this. Okay, we had it wrong. Okay, in this grid, inside this grid, we will drag a button here, and we can move it or resize it as we want. We can even move and resize it from the XAML code. So first of all, as we see, we have many properties for this button control, and scrolling again is really annoying, so I'll just structure it down there so that I can see all of these properties at one side. Alright, to refer to this button, I'll give a name. In the properties panel, I'll say it as play button. Okay, here it added the name by itself. To change the content, I'll simply change it to play, because clicking on this button we want it the file to play. Okay, the height of the button can be changed from here. We will write 85 by 85, so that makes kind of square. Okay, so this is a basic button. Now I will change the background of the button, the background color, by going to properties, brush, and selecting a color from here, so that changes to this one, and it added the XAML code for the color code for this one to background. Okay, now I have my button done. We can even add an image to the button by adding the in the XAML code or from here in the properties. Now we will add a media element and then link that media element to the button. First of all, adding a media element, we will give it a name so that we can refer to it in the main page.xaml.cs by its name. Otherwise, if you have more than one media element, it will be really difficult to refer them by media element 1, media element 2. So it's really better to give it a proper name. It shall be audio player. Then I will add a volume. I'll have a source for this. Source basically has a path of the file that we want to run, and that file is supposed to be in the assets folder here. But right now, as I did not include any file from my PC to assets folder, for the time being I'm just going to leave it here. I'll add volume to 1, which is the maximum, and 0 is the minimum, which is mute. And another property will be autoplay. It shall be false, because I really don't want my file to play automatically unless I click on the button. Okay, my media element ends here. Now we must have a file that should be linked to source. So for that we need to go to assets. I will right click on it, add an existing item, because I already downloaded that audio file into my computer. From the documents and poems, okay, I downloaded this Kate's poem. I can simply drag it to the assets folder or select add from here. Here I'm having only one file, so I can add it, but if you have more than one files, it is kind of difficult. We don't really need to select each one of them and then add. We can simply drag the whole folder and add it to assets. So I'm just going to add it. As you see, by clicking add, I get the file here, that is babablacksheep.mp3. okay, so now in source we can add the part to the file, that is inside assets we have babablacksheep.mp3. Don't forget to add the extension as well, because the whole file is recognized as is. Now we have our button here, we have our media element here, but when I run my application, it will not play because we have not created a link between them. So I will create a click event for the button and a new event handler for that, which it generates on basis of the name. When I click on the handler and navigate to the event handler, here it creates it moves to the .xaml.cs file and creates a handler here. Now I just want my media element to be played, and I'll refer to the media element by its name that I added here in main page.xaml as audio player, and also you can see it in properties, it's audio player. So here I'll simply write audio player, it recognized it, dot play. Okay, now our code is complete. I will build the solution to see if we have any errors. Okay, it succeeded. Great. Now I'll run my application, or simply press F5 to run it. It will load the emulator and we will run our application and test just to see if it works perfectly fine. Okay, and now I have my application here. When I click on this button, I must hear the poem.
Baba Black Sheep.
Okay, great. I guess you guys won't be able to hear as I am using the headphones and I'm really able to hear the poem by clicking on the button, so this code is working perfectly fine. You guys can really add the code and just test it and you see it works correctly fine. Now I'll add one more thing to my application. That is, I want another button uh, that stops the poem being played when the application is running. So I just move the button to this location. I'll add another button here that functions only to stop the poem playing. Okay, I'll move these properties down first. I will add a height to for this button as 185 and width as 185 again, and I want to select so I would like to have the same color as this one, so I can copy the code from here to here. Okay, great. I have both. I can just relocate it so that they come in one line. Okay, I will give a name to this button as stop button and its content shall be stop. Now the only thing left is to add an event to this button uh, so that we add the code to stop the poem that is being played. Okay, it added this event. When I navigate to the event handler, here I will again refer to audio player, that is the media element, and I want it to stop from being played. So this is the only thing that I need to do. I will again run my application and test it. Now I'll click the play button and I can hear
Baba Black Sheep, have
great.
you any?
And when I stop it, it really stops. I can hear the poem in my headphones, so you can try this codes working perfectly fine, and this really gives you a basic idea of how to add a media element, and you can play with its properties. It has many functions that can really help you enhance your applications. Thank you so much for listening to my video. I hope it really helps you. You can follow me on Twitter and my blog as well to know more about short demos and videos. Thank you.